Hey everybody, it's the Plowboy here, and I have got to talk about Candace Owens and TP USA. I know everybody's talking about it, but I have a different take on it. None of these people are going to get the job done, okay? Candace is using her logic, her reason, putting her faith in her process, having hope that she's right, and hoping she comes to the truth. Now, Turning Point USA is doing the exact same thing. They're using their logic, their reason, their faith, and their hope to get to their truth. And these two things are clashing big time. But this is what you're going to get from this world system. You're going to get clashing. And my whole thing is personal responsibility for myself and for anybody who may watch my videos. Now, I wrote a book called The Divine Keep. It's on Amazon. You can Google it. It's called The Divine Keep. And it's basically a book about common people fighting against an enemy for good. And I go into the types of battles that happen behind the scenes in the spiritual realm. Because the Bible says we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against spiritual wickedness in high places. Ephesians 6. So we got to realize that looking to these people, looking to Trump, looking to J.D. Vance, looking to, Kash Patel, who is an absolute joke. This guy's a joke, Pam Bondi. Looking to these people is a huge mistake, and they are not going to fix America. America might be beyond fixing at this point, and things are probably only going to get worse. We're going to see more lies, we're going to see more cover-ups, and we're going to see more Fed slop. Now, this investigation into the Charlie Kirk assassination, the FBI has just fed us nothing but slop. The term, I think, is Fed slop, and I like it, so we'll call it that, Fed slop. Do you really think, now let's think logically, do you really think that they cracked the case in the first 3 days, and it's Tyler Robinson, and he's the guy and the only guy? Nothing about the community that he was involved in, nothing about his roommates, and where did his roommate go? And what was Mikey doing on the phone? I mean, what were people doing, jumping up and dancing and high-fiving? This whole thing just reeks of something much deeper and much broader than Tyler Robinson. Like, for me, I just think about it logically. And logically, it makes no sense. The judge is trying to put gag orders on the entire universe. Okay, so if you're a Martian from Mars, you better watch it, because this one judge is coming after you. Now, this is just not logical. It does not hold ground. So what I try to do is work within the framework of logic, reason, and then I put faith in my logic and reason process, and then I put hope in the mix, hoping that it's all come together to get me to the final outcome, which is the truth. So that's the framework that I'm operating on. And that is the framework of the Divine Keep. The Divine Keep is you. That is you. That is me. I'm the Plowboy. I'm trying to plow through this using logic and reason. I'm not going to bind my identity to Trump or to MAGA or to Turning Point USA or to Candace Owens, okay? I don't point to any of them. I don't bind my identity to any of them. I bind my identity by my personal faith. And that's all we can do. Now, we don't have to have the same faith, but putting your identity in a cause will blind your logic and your reason. Putting your identity to a person will blind your logic and your reason. And you can put all the faith into that you want, and you can hope in that all you want, but if you're blinded by anything, your truth is going to be skewed. You may have partial truth, you may have the full truth, and you may have none of the truth. I've noticed that a lot of my videos get reactions that are extremely emotional because people see what I'm saying and they think I'm attacking their identity or their person or their ideas. And that's not what I'm doing. What I'm doing is not putting my identity in with those people. I've had personal friends attack me because of some of my videos. And I don't blame them. They're operating within a warped framework. They're placing their identities in these things, and they're identifying with, you know, Turning Point USA or Candace Owens or their local pastor, or, you know, whoever it may be. Man, the Trumpers are, like, Trump followers are the worst. They got so much identity wrapped up in Trump. And I'll have to say, man, I was a little bit guilty of that early on, but now I've woken up and I realized that Trump is a normal human being who does a lot of bad things, but he's done a lot of good things. And a lot of people fall short because they don't realize that good people do bad things and that bad people do good things. Not everybody is 100% evil. Even these Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, the right just says, oh man, she's evil, she's stupid, she's dumb. But you know what? There's good things about her. There's good things about the other side. We can't just look at these people and turn them into villains, because our identity is tied up in something that is the opposite of theirs. So put your identity in your faith of who you are, what you really believe, and what you want to be as a human being. Once you do that, the faith that you have in your logic and reason is going to have more power. It's going to be more effective. And then the final shoe to drop is hope. Whenever I come up with an idea, or whenever I go down a path, after I've thought it through logically, thought it through reasonably, placed my faith in the system, at the end of the day, we're all just hoping. You know, we're all just hoping to be right. We're just hoping to land at the truth, right? So, logic, reason, faith, hope. That's what we're going for. That's our filter to get to the truth. Anyway, I am the plowboy, plowing through the dirt, pulling out the weeds, and trying to find the seedy little truffles that are down there below. You are the divine keep. You and I have the same mission, and it's to advance the truth and advance logic and reason. Anyway, I'm the plowboy. Everybody have a great day.